Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Wherever you are, remember, you have greatness inside of you. Welcome back to another post-game Montreal Canadiens. Yes, they did lose again by a score of 5-2 against the Arizona Coyotes. During this post-game, I'm going to give you some information about what's happening with the Montreal Canadiens. Also, I'm going to give you some update about the situation with Montreal Canadiens for the GM and other things that I believe you should learn what is going on with the Montreal Canadiens at that moment to learn more about this situation with the Montreal Canadiens. So let's talking about the game between the Bleu Blanc Rouge and the Arizona Coyotes. Don't go nowhere. Of course, before we start, we invite you, don't forget to subscribe, likes, and tell us what you think about the performance of Montreal Canadiens and Arizona against the Coyotes by a loss of 5-2. So let's dive in right away and what's happening. And the first thing we're going to talk about today, first of all, is the stat of the game. I'm not going to give you all the goal, everything like that, but I'm going to give you a little bit what are the stats of this game. First of all, the Montreal Canadiens lost 5-2. Second thing, they shot 26 over 23 for the Coyotes. Face-off was 51-49 advantage the Coyotes. The power play 0-5 Arizona and 1-3 for the Montreal Canadiens. So good performance. Rarely did not happen a lot for the special team for the Montreal Canadiens. The hit was 36 versus 31 Coyotes. Advantage Montreal Canadiens. The Black shot 15, Montreal 12, Arizona. 10-minute penalty for Montreal, 6-4 the Arizona. Finally, the giveaway was 11, Montreal 15 for the Coyotes. They have a leader for the most points for the Coyotes. Schmaltz have 3 points, 1 goal, 2 assists. Keller, Clinton shot 6 times on the Montreal Canadiens goaltender. Gotta be here, have a 22-52 TOI. Finally, the rookie goaltender, Vejmelka, stopped 24 of the 26 he faced for the save percentage on 9, 2, and 3. Montreal Canadiens, the best player with most points, Jonathan Drouin with 2. We have Ben Chariot shoot 5 times on the goaltender Coyotes. Finally, Jeff Petrie play over 23-28. And Primeau play only 40 minutes. He get removed after the second period. Stop only 12 of the 16 shots he faced for a save percentage of 75.0. Listen, guy, I'm going to give you also the FRENCHY corner. And then after that, I'm going to give you what's happening with each goal. And then I'm going to give you some update about the Montreal Canadiens. So let's dive in about the FRENCHY corner. First of all, Montreal Canadiens lost by a score of 5-2. It was the return of the Josh Anderson, the number 17. I missed a couple of weeks from Montreal Canadiens. You can see what rusty, did not play the level of the hockey he does usually. But at least it's great to see Josh Anderson inside the lineup. Primeau come in because they played 2 games back-to-back. Duchamp went with Primeau. He come in get the nods for the Montreal, but he left quick because after 40 minutes, Duchamp was enough to see him, and he removed the goaltender between the both during the second intermission. So, and Montembeault finished the game for the last 20 minutes of the game. Can we blame Primeau? Possible for 2 of the 4 games, but I'm going to show to you the goal the next couple of minutes. Pitlick scored for the Montreal Canadiens and Poland, but I want to mention to you Pitlick implication, his impact for the Montreal Canadiens. I like his work ethic. I like his speed, puck control, great shot. So far, the way he play, I think he can also play on the short and third. I like his hockey sense, and great pick overall for the Montreal Canadiens by Jeff Gordon to claim him on from the Minnesota Wild a couple of days ago. Same problem beginning of the game. The Arizona Coyotes scored 2 goals at 5 minutes and also 8 minutes. So a space about 3 minutes. Arizona at the beginning game scored 2 goals. We got a goal a bit leak about after that later. But again, Montreal preparation of the beginning of the game always struggles in the beginning of the season. That's not changed today. Already, when you trail by 2, by 1, by 3, you chasing, you pursue a score. It's harder, difficult to play that kind of the game because you're not and manage the time, you're not manage the system, you're not manage anything. You're always chasing, and that's happening. Then at the beginning second period and at the end of the second period, the Montreal Canadiens gave a goal. Again, it's hurt when you open up a period, you give a goal. It's hurt when you finish a period, you give a goal. Montreal, they gave the third goal 3-1. They come back 3-2. Then they gave another goal at the end of the second period to 4-2. So they never been tied the game. They trailed by 2, by 1, by 2, and finally by 3. And that's the story of this game, obviously. And Montreal never been involved to at least to tie the game, obviously. And that's what the coach does not like that at all. Arizona system, all 5 involved each zone. What I want to explain to you, they all involved. The way they prepare the system on the ice, they want the defensemen on the offensive side join the rush and to go deep. They pinch, but also control the puck a lot. Puck possession is one thing to do. Same situation on the neutral zone. The defensemen join the cap control on the try to cut the transition of the game a lot. And on the defensive side, you can see a situation of the shifting from the 2-1-2 to man-to-man. And that's what Arizona did against the Montreal Canadiens. What's next for the Montreal is the Dallas Star. Also, the Jeff Gordon next GM nominations going happening this week. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this one. But I want to show to you tonight, like I said, I tried to make mixing the post game with not only number, but give you a little bit what happening. This is the first goal of the game. 2 problems there. First of all, we have to give credit of the Arizona find the seam. We talk about find the hole. The second thing is Romanov played deep, too much deep. You should have no reason to get there a little bit. No chance for the forward. Petrie cover the guy on the right side. But Romanov, he should be a little bit more aware what's going on over there. The second thing I would say to you, Primeau, too much deep. He did not challenge the puck. He did not go forward, get out a little bit more. And a great shot of for the Arizona go the below of the blocker, the right side between Primeau and the post. We have to give credit for the shot for that one. But again, it's just a little bit the zone coverage. Montreal struggle. Goal number 2 right here. This situation, I'll be honest with you, is Cole Caulfield right there. Of course, he's not a full defenseman, but again, his situation is not alert a lot. I don't like his body language, not his body language, but his position of himself with a 2 hand on his stick. When you are on the defensive side of the forward, you try to play 1 hand. And the fact he was to commit himself or where Kessel is, make him a little bit more on the trouble. I think if he was a little bit more cover the third man's coming, that's the support players, closer to him, I think there'll be a better chance. And that one after that, the forward carry on the puck, Larsson, and he score on the goal shot on the right side of Primeau at that moment. So again, this is a zone coverage. Let's move on. Goal number 3. This one over there, it's Anderson at the top. Maybe you cannot see this, but the formation is right now, it's called a box +1, and that's all good. But Dvorak at that moment, he should be a little bit more alert and aware. We don't want the center go high. Or he's a coach, Anderson change, he follow the guy. I understand that. But Dvorak, he could be a little bit lower to cut the penetration of the number 62 defenseman in what he did. That's it. We like Chariot and Savard cover the man, that's no problem. But they open up the hole between Dvorak and Primeau, and Anderson lost the man, and the guy come on the backhand, and Marza scored a goal. If Dvorak was more alert and aware of what's going on, he would be a little bit more at the hash mark of the circle. And what he did, he stayed up at the top blue line, and he let Anderson get beat. And obviously, that's happened about that one. That's again zone coverage. Then goal number 4. This is a number one Israeli Dauphin problem. Romanov played the guy in front of net. Pitlick came on the left side. That's all right. Primeau is still down on his knee right now, cover the post. But Dauphin, number 45, Montreal Canadiens, he should be jumping on the guy in front of the net. What he does, he let him alone, and then you have a rebound, and then the puck go back to the Arizona Coyotes. They score a goal. Primeau couldn't do anything. Now, the Montreal Canadiens call review the goal, and the goal of the NHL, that Schmaltz goal, the goal that Dauphin did not cover. And what happened in the NHL, the site said Romanov pushed the guy on the goaltender, Primeau. And I'll be honest with you, I checked this 5 times. He never have, the only thing Romanov had, he put his stick between the legs of the player for the Arizona. He never pushed intentionally the player on Primeau. The player really go backwards on Primeau after the impact or the touch with Romanov, and he off commit his butt in the face of Primeau. He have no chance. Again, that's the NHL. Again, if this was Brendan Gallagher, no goal. But that's what the NHL has. A lot of bad decision the last couple of days. Now, I want to change you this post game to the situation with the Montreal Canadiens. When you talk about coach, first of all, I want to mention the Montreal Canadiens play tonight again. Dallas Star back-to-back game at 8:30. So I want to remind you about that one over there. But I want to shifting you guys here to tell you a little bit more what's going on with Montreal Canadiens, and also why the pandemic hurt the Montreal Canadiens. The rules in province of Quebec is really difficult. The government of Quebec control everything by closing the school, the business. You cannot do this, you cannot do that, everything like that. On the over in USA or other province, it's more open up. And I give you an example of the situation with Jeff Petrie. The reason the family moved in Michigan is because it was the rules of Quebec. And they don't have that kind of rule in USA. So Jeff Petrie right now stay in Montreal, and his family is Michigan. So what's the impact about Montreal Canadiens? Because one is going to have a UFA, a free agent, want to sign a new contract with Montreal Canadiens. He does not want to go in Quebec. Corey Perry left the Montreal Canadiens because of that situation. And that's what makes Montreal Canadiens harder for the next couple of years to attract players to come back, because the COVID pandemic rules from the Quebec government. I'm not for. I just tell you the reason why Montreal is going to struggle about that one over there for the pandemic versus the UFA for the Montreal Canadiens. Now, the general manager raised all the rumor we heard during the day last night. Some say you're going to announce this during the game, everything like that. All the blah, blah, blah. What we heard today is this situation. Daniel Brière is out of the race. What we also heard, I will not be surprised they announce this tomorrow, Wednesday, the nomination of the GM. We announced yesterday, a couple of days ago, Saturday, we heard during the game by Eric Angel, the Anaheim Ducks have an interviewing with Matthew Dash. Now, it was announced last night. It was not true. The Ducks already started interviewing from the inside of the organization. So look like Dash, they have no contact yet or any interviewing appointment this week with Anaheim Ducks. We know about Ken Hughes have maybe another chance to maybe become the GM. The race at that point right now, to tell you, is between Matthew Dash, Ken Hughes. I said to you, I make a video, I said Matthew Dash is going to become the GM, and he's still in the race. Thirdly, I want to talk about this guy is the injury problem with the Montreal Canadiens with the situation for each player. Carey Price was announced yesterday. It was a setback. He started at what it was a couple of months ago. Joel Edmondson, do you know what's going on? I don't know. We don't really know what's going on with Carey Price. It's happening for many, many years ago. Remember, like long time ago, 2015-16, Cayden Primeau got hurt with a knee injury. It took months to come back. David Schmaltz, when he signed up with the Montreal Canadiens, first game he got hurt with the hands. It took months before they decided to have a surgery. My point to you is, for some reason, it's longer time at Montreal to have a recovery for injuries versus the rest of the league. Secondly, I would say to you, Montreal are too much secretly keep the injury with no words about what's going on. They don't give more information, and that's what I would like the Montreal change the next couple of months with Chantal Maccabi, and to give that chance for the fans going know what's going on. We don't know. Biron was supposed to come back. He's not coming back. Now he's coming back. It's just a roller coaster to know what's going on with injury. Montreal always been a team hide too much this. The one I want to mention also, I have another note here, is that Dominic Charm is about the present. Jeff Gordon is about the future. And I don't know if it's a missed chemistry or a mixed communication between both, and understand their role. Dominic Charm want to win. Gordon look for the future. And what happening is the implication of the players in the lineup. Charm, because he want to win, he want to have the players more, the veteran players give more time, everything like that. He changed how he play. Gordon think about a little bit longer. So what you want to explain to you, I will give you an example. Josh Anderson coming back yesterday. Joel Armia, Jake Evans have 0 points for 12-7 games so far. The time everybody was on the injury list for the COVID-19 protocol, they bring back players for Laval Rocket. We have a kid, it's Ved Demo, number 42. The guy played on BK, he scored, he was involved, played a ton of minutes. He was the favorite players, one of the best for the Montreal Canadiens for many games. Anderson coming back, right? And Ducharme, what he did, he removed the rookie. And he left the veteran Joel Armia in the lineup. My point to you is this part over there. It's you have to give rewards as a team. And Charm have a difficult time to do that. I'm not Dominic Charm, but I think at some point you give to the rewards, not to you protect the veteran. Joel Armia does not deserve to be right now in the lineup. Not allowed. The guy does not perform, and honestly, he struggles at the beginning of the year. For me, that's a big problem between Gordon and Charm. Charm, prison, and Gordon, the future. Finally, we want to wish the best for Sean Farrell. He made the USC team Olympic, going to be in Beijing the next couple of weeks in China. So congratulations for the prospect for the Montreal Canadiens, Sean Farrell. So, guys, just complete another post-game Montreal Canadiens. I know it's friend. I know it's a little bit longer, but I want to give you also some update. I will be back a little bit later during the day talking about the Montreal Canadiens pre-game against the Dallas Star. So don't go nowhere. Thanks again for watching another video of the Hockey National Show with the hockey coach guru, Coach FRENCHY. But before we leave, we want to remind you, subscribe, like, and tell us what you think about the performance of Montreal Canadiens and all the update. And finally, you have greatness inside of you. Have an amazing, blessing day, everybody. Mes amis, ceci complète un autre vidéo avec l'entraîneur Coach FRENCHY. Je vous souhaite une très belle journée et n'oubliez pas de vous abonner et cliquez sur le petit pouce en haut et dites-moi ce que vous pensez de la performance de Montréal contre Arizona. Bonne journée, mes amis.